All right, let's do some more Motorslice, shall we? One thing that I did want to point out is that Ada, welcome in. The checkpoint shenanigans that I had were apparently a known issue. So that's a thing that has apparently been fixed. There's also something regarding like streamer names appearing. I'm curious if that's a like a setting that you can turn on. Or maybe there is a, because it's doing the whole like fake computer shit, that maybe it shows like a file directory at some point. That could have been it as well. I couldn't really find any clarification. The exact phrasing from the update was I also addressed a small issue for streamers with the display name in-game. So I don't know, maybe there's like a leaderboard or something. Alright, let's continue where we left off. In the second major zone. Oh, off to a great start. Thank you. Let's just give that a fresh replug. Okay, I'm gonna need to remind myself of what the controls are, because it's been a good week. Okay, so we got... Is that, here, can we actually, now that I've... okay, here we go. Yeah, I forgot you have to tab out, tab back in to get stuff. Okay, so crutch, no, flashlight was important because it kept turning off. And then Y is action. Okay. How you doing, Nita? What's going on, man? And it's been a hot minute. I do not remember how particular. Also, the music seems a little loud. I think there was a reason why I dialed that up. No, it's at 40%. We'll leave it. Ooh, sounds nice. I'm doing okay. Looking forward to Bubsy 4D tomorrow. Here, I'll move closer to my mic and maybe that'll improve things. There we go. Very smooth. Just like the Assassin's Creed back eject. Something that people really didn't use as much as they should have back in the day. You can do some saucy stuff. So do they just want me to go over here and drop on the pipe? How do I simply drop? There we go. The crouch button is left trigger, just like Mirror's Edge. There we go. Yeah, I can't recall if I've had anything, noteworthy to eat recently. Just had some decent potato wedges recently from just fucking frozen ones from McCain. Nothing of significant note, but those were nice. I don't have those too often. I don't know, there's something, like, I find that, frozen French fries, aren't very good, but potato wedges generally have a better success rate. Snack! Speaking of.
Here, want some?
I'm a fucking robot. Desperately try to open your non-existent mouth. I don't need nutrition.
More for me.
Okay, help yourself to your fucking ship's biscuits. Goddamn hardtack rations. Canal. Still really enjoying the environment design here. It's simple, but quite frankly, sometimes that's all you need. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna get up top and start like crossing over, because there was a an orange door there that seemed like interactive. So I forget if I mentioned this on stream. I think I was talking about it with Mod, but like I've also been enjoying Rustica's stuffed crust pizzas recently. The pepperoni that they have is actually decently spiced, and that's always welcome. And aside from that, I've also been getting reacquainted with Great Value's like basic bitch barbecue sauce that is also just really well seasoned for whatever reason. Okay. So I need to reflect a saw blade to defeat 2 enemies. So let's see if we can do this. No, I don't think we're going to be able to get them into... Oh, maybe, hold on. Oh. Well, okay. I thought I almost saved that. There we go. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna sing the brand's praises too much, but, like, I think they might actually be a Canadian brand. That's also, like, an added bonus. And again, a good stuffed crust is really appreciated. like the cheese for that brand is quite nice as well. Woo. Yeah, still. Uh-oh. Well, shit. Yeah, now I have to go back and get that fucking drone again, and don't I? Can I get down without making this too awkward? No. Okay. It's more than a little annoying. Can I go down here? Yes. Good. We've discussed many a time before how much a fan of barbecue sauces I am, so... Like, it was my go-to for a while, and then I just needed a change from it, but then coming back to it after an absence has been nice. One of those things where the brand and the price is not necessarily the be-all and end-all. There are so many barbecue sauces that promise you the world and like all kinds of ingredients and flavors, but it's just like, eh. Creepy. And actually, just, okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright. Then's Fortress 2. Oh. I didn't even... Where am I going? That was not progress, I suppose. Oh. This is progress. No? Well, whatever. I'm gonna go back here and deposit my, robot friends. Have you been playing any interesting games recently, Ida? I imagine you finished, Gecko Gods a while ago. Still feel bad that I wasn't able to check out you streaming that. I do have it on my wish list though, because it looked really fun that they committed to the lizard life. Yes, I downloaded that as well. I'm hoping it lives up to our mutual expectations. Honestly, if they can make the fishing feel, like, particularly fun, I think that would be, like, enough of an accomplishment. Okay, so that square is the slack-off point, so I don't need to go back down there. Yeah, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, but the fact that I'm playing a third-person Mirror's Edge, and that is mechanically quite simple, it's really satisfying. Like, this just goes, like, I just posted a huge ramble on my Discord server about my recent grievances with expressive platformers and whatnot. You know, because I didn't get around to checking out more, oh, hey, more Demon Turf, but Bubsy 4D comes out tomorrow. And I'm curious if, again, the linearity and the need to not, like, antagonize the player's progress is actually going to make that a better experience overall. Because I feel like, again, Like, giving unlimited checkpoint access to players, I feel, was kind of an excuse for them to just make some really lame challenges. Is there a sprint? No. And then I go to this, and like, I'm not sure if I should necessarily call this a... Like, it is a platformer. You can't deny that it is. But it feels weird to call Mirror's Edge a platformer. Like, a parkour game makes more sense. Suddenly that this is third person, does that make it deserving of a different label? I don't know. But like, this is an example how there isn't a whole lot going on in this. The combat is very... Although, I'll say the combat in this is still better than what Demon Tides had going. The, homing attack... Oh! Whoa! That just straight up took off her head. God damn. I didn't realize that they had, like, Revengeance level... Crazy. And impressive. Well, like, again, as far as I'm concerned, the simplicity in this game is great. And even though, like, combat in Demon Tides was, again, so simplistic, because they were relying on a soft lock on that you had very little control over. Like, they were trying to do homing attack. If I remember correctly, and what I'm interested to find out about Bubsy 4D tomorrow, because I do believe he also had a Sonic-style homing attack, but I do believe there was a lock-on indicator like Sonic when you were about to attack one of the jump tools. Woo! Okay. Okay, that doesn't help. Alright. Okay. I didn't expect it would suddenly crush in like that. They give you the ability to parry traps, but I still haven't found a situation where that might actually be... Ow. Oh! Come on. There we go. So I guess our health does regenerate. It's nice. I guess I'm just gonna have to go to the other side. I guess that's a staircase. Where do I go from here? Well, we'll figure it out in a second. Oh. Okay. Whoa! Come on. Oh, this is gonna be awkward now, isn't it? Okay. Well, okay. I don't know how they want you to navigate that. I think that might actually be progress, though. Wait, no, we can just cut through these bars. Right? No? I could have sworn we were able to do that before. Oh. So... what does it want us to do here? That's right. I still need to shoot an orb at an enemy, too. Boo! There's nothing there. Alright, can I manipulate this? No. So... what do they want me to do here? So there's that whole structure. Well, there are some upper platforms there. Is that what they want? What the fuck? Oh, I think that was like the near automata camera thing that I triggered somehow, but didn't quite see what she did in response. No, that does seem to be... what am I missing here? Well, clearly I should be able to get onto that somehow. Oh. So that was the square button, not triangle. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. So action I don't know what action is. But attack slash, I assume that action would be interaction.
Larby.
Like, what does the Y button even do? I don't know. Okay. That seems like hard progress. Yeah, okay, now we don't have guardrails in the way. So that would have been an easier way of figuring that out. No, never mind. No, they're still there. Is there a safe way to, Nope, that's death. Oh. What? I think what happened is I opened this door and it checkpointed me on the other side. Yeah, okay. So they still have problems with their checkpoints. Because I don't think the answer would be to, like, go over there, come out of that hole. Like, I also don't think... I don't think they would expect me to make my own... Here, can we go back over here and like, change our checkpoint? No. This, maybe? Oh, okay. That was a lot simpler. I'll trust falling. No, knew it! Knew it! Ugh. Yeah, a lot of games make you very floaty and slidey when you, like, come off of a platform. So I often don't trust descending in games. Games are often built more around options that allow you to ascend and not the opposite. This looks like there's going to be some dudes in here. Or not. I feel like they could have randomized that placement a little bit rather than just making it off in one corner. Here we go. Alright, we already did that. That's correct. Alright. Orb. Probably shouldn't be doing this against a projectiles shooting enemy, but, you know. Okay, so when it takes a hit for you, I wonder if it literally means that it acts as a like a body blocker. Is this not? There we go. And then there is still one more. Yeah, just a random physics object. That's correct. Okay. Was there anything? Yeah, there was something on the metal floor. Oh, fuck off. Again. Descending is a challenge. I think that's progress. What is going on here? Oh, pressures. That makes sense. Yeah, yes I would. Okay. Maybe I just need to jump and tuck. I don't know. Or jump at the right angle. Sure. If it works, it works. Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what I expected, quite frankly. Like, if anything, I felt like I was expecting more of like a PS2 era, like a Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Daxter. Probably more like Jak and Daxter. Well, I was not expecting Mirror's Edge meets Nier Automata meets the other thing that I said that this is like. It's on my Twitter. I can't be bothered to check. I lied. I'm gonna check. Because it's gonna bother me if I don't. Oh yeah, Shadow the Colossus for the boss fights. Well, it's more like the weak points are the fur. You have to shave the Colossus to defeat it. Cement. Oh, so I guess that's how it makes the structure.
Cement. They've started another overwrite. Damn machines. I'm getting tired of that, Norby.
Are you getting tired of me?
All structures are the same, no matter where I go.
Yeah, it does feel like this is a scenario where, like, old world technology, for whatever reason, has gone out of control, and it's up to the new stuff, this Benton, to destroy it. Yeah, we did it. God damn it. They did me in. Man. Yeah, you cannot just mash and hope for the best. In a weird way, like, gameplay-wise, this probably isn't comparable at all. Oh, here. Ooh. This mechanically it's not comparable at all, but like aesthetic wise, this also reminds me of Bungie's old like Ghost in the Shell clone called Oni. Because that game was basically like a melee brawler with some very loose gunplay, like, again, like almost like PS1 era third-person shooter, like Siphon Filter. Did what, Ida? Sorry, I don't recall the timing of your question. Hitting an enemy with a projectile, a physics object. Doesn't seem to actually damage them, though. It just seemed like it stunned them, maybe. That seems like just a way to backtrack. Like in my big rant, I was focusing mostly on platformers, but I did also make reference to character action games. And like the thing is, we talk about character action games all the time nowadays, but like what defines a regular action game? And I think I would have to point at like all the really basic, like, now a lot of them did double duty as like platformers back in the day. But like almost all like the PS1 era, PS1, PS2 era, like mascot games, like again, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, stuff like that. They all had a partial focus on combat and not just raw platforming. And that is kind of what I would define as an action game. Like, action games and platformers are kind of just two sides of the same coin. It's just that one is more focused on the combat, and one is more focused on the platforming. What, did my controller get unplugged? What happened? It stopped responding for a moment, and I was confused. Crack I'm actually going to need to traverse, or... Oh, you can actually end that early. Okay, that's good to know. Because it's actually really disruptive for platforming to have the scan active. Okay. Oh. Alright. That looks like that's going to be an awkward boss. Oh, okay. Yeah, the good old calamari copter. How do you want me to... Oh. Ah, right. You know what? I bet you it might even be possible to climb down ledges by crouching. Let's try that real quick, actually. No, I'm not getting that. Ah, yes. When you want nuggets that can fly, but you're too cheap for chicken wings. I think it's really silly how expensive chicken wings are. Is there actually, like, a justification for that? Like, honestly? Because I feel like chicken wings specifically is not, like, a good cut of meat. Okay, what do you want me to do here? And it's like, you can't tell me that the reason chicken wings are expensive is because they're not using the rest of the fucking chicken. Well, no, chicken wings specifically have always been very expensive. At least what I'm used to. Compared to other... Yeah. Okay. Hello, Cincy. Welcome in. You're catching me at a more normal stream time, or yes, stream time for me. I've only really been streaming early, well, early by my standards on a weekend, for mod's sake. What does it want me to do here? I'm just usually at night owl, is more the thing. Maybe there's something I can do from the outside, I don't know. Is there... Oh, there are ledges out there. Okay. Wow, I am just that blind. Okay. But this is not the ledge that we want to use. We want to use this one. Woo. Come on. I think what happened there is I held back on the stick, trying not to move. But then once she started the wall run, I pushed forward, but the game had already interpreted the command of give up. It's a brand new game. It only came out like 2 weeks ago. Although I felt like I've been seeing it on Twitter forever. Yeah, it's basically Mirror's Edge meets Nier Automata with boss fights inspired by, very clearly by Shadow of the Colossus. Also a little bit of a Mega Man Legends vibe, just in terms of the... Like, I'd say the world is a little bit of Mega Man Legends-y as well. And also I feel like, just, you know, presentation-wise, the way that the character is rendered, while they're clearly going for to be also very PS1 Mega Man Legends aesthetic. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's very clear what parts are inspired in what ways. Like, the majority of the game's feel is Mirror's Edge, but it's very clear with the presentation, the cutscenes, the world, etc., is Nier Automata. They even have Kira Buckland voicing the protagonist. And then the boss fights, again, are very much following certain cues. And the Mega Man Legends thing, I don't think was intentional. I imagine if you asked the developer, they probably would say, like, oh, no, we didn't intend for that. But, again, just the low poly aesthetic despite this is obviously being more high poly than a PS1 game, the low resolution textures and, again, while Nier Automata also has robots in an abandoned society, the fact that you are exploring these structures with these abandoned robots just chilling is very reminiscent of the dungeons in Mega Man Legends and what those were all about, both visually and in the context of the game's lore. So is there anything we can do with that platform? Yes, Lasada. It would be nice if those games came to the PS1 classics, because they are part of the emulator already on Vita. I'm sure they'll come eventually, but for whatever reason, Sony just loves to drip feed games that they've already released. Language. What? What now? Really? I'm sorry versus Goofy, I'm sorry.
Barely get what you've been saying the whole day, you freaky drone.
I regret nothing. Oh, that was a non sequitur of a slack off scene. And a whole concrete ocean. That feels like something out of a Sonic game, quite frankly. Close. Oh, we slide under that. But that also... So I think that is progress. But I see an orb over here. Yeah, and that's why I'm always complaining about how bad Nintendo is at game preservation. They just love delisting shit. Like, considering that they charge for the Nintendo Switch Online, I assume that those services will last for a long time, compared to the Wii U, which was free. feel like I've done a big sequence break. It's like, I would love it if they, what's the plan here? Uh-oh. Where is this gonna... Oh, okay. Here. We're gonna backtrack. I think I skipped a section. It's like, I would love to have the ability to oh, this isn't gonna work. I guess I'll have to go back through here to see if there's anything I missed. Woo. Oh, this is gonna be real annoying. Alright. Yeah, this game's checkpointing needs some serious work. That is my biggest critique. Wait, can I? Hold on. I should be able to parry those. Yeah, like, just give me the option to buy individual Nintendo Switch Online games. Nope, can't parry it. Alright. And then I'd be very happy. Well, since you see, they have already learned that they can get away with selling one Pokemon game for fucking 35 Canadian. Uh-oh. Oh my god, stop checking. You know, I'm gonna load a previous checkpoint because it's getting annoying. Did we miss a couple? Because this seems like where we just were. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Okay. Cool. Like, I know better. Like, I know that even if Nintendo did put Nintendo Switch Online games up for individual sale, they would be fucking overpriced as shit. They would be more expensive than the Wii and Wii U Virtual Consoles. Like, that's a no-brainer, but I mean, the real thing they should have done is take your Wii U library and forward that to the Nintendo Switch. That would be a nice gesture, but Nintendo realizes that people will pay for... Like, Nintendo business is fucking scummy as shit. Like, I've had this conversation multiple times that, you know, I was fine with them adding Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to the Switch. Not that they need my fucking permission or anything. But I don't want to do this. What's going to give me the most height here? Yeah, I don't know about that. It almost feels like this is like we were supposed to come down from another area or something. Maybe there's something we can do over here? But the thing is, as soon as they came out with another season of DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they should have knocked down the base price of Deluxe by like $30. And they also do scummy things, like when they do put things on sale, they never put all their games on sale. They only put a selection of 5 games, and it's only ever 30% off. And must be missing something. And even when they had the vouchers, the double game vouchers, where if you had Nintendo Switch Online, you had the air quotes privilege of buying a voucher for 2 games. But if you crunch the numbers, all that did was you bought 1 game for normal price, and then the second game was 33% off, which was their regular sale price for anything ever. So it just allowed you to basically create a manual discount for yourself. We're gonna come back to this area. But like, there are so many things I would love to own on Nintendo Switch and I cannot justify. So first off, I can't even justify paying for online anymore. I refuse. I moved to PC gaming. I'm not going to do it anymore. Unless, like, the only reason is if there would be a console exclusive, but like, there's no reason to play Mario Kart anymore now that we have Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Mario Kart World was a bust. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was too expensive for reasons I already went over. The PS5 has failed to release any kind of meaningful multiplayer experiences. That aren't also on PC, and even though Sony has pulled out of making single-player PC games so that they can sell their consoles, they're still going to be making multiplayer ones, because guess what? Their games don't have enough of a server population to keep people playing them. Because multiplayer games are a more competitive market than ever before because of so many free-to-play games. That was confusing. I saw a random, like, gray dust mote, and it turned blue in the scan, so I thought it was a drone. It's like and like, I'll be honest, like, Nintendo's rationale is like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep increasing the price of our services and whatnot, but we're gonna make lots of value, so the cost increases are justified. And it's like, man, I barely care for any of the Switch 2 exclusives. Especially again with like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. You know, canceling out Mario Kart World. And like I was kind of interested in Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, but then I watched gameplay footage of that and I realized it was a puzzle platformer where you're basically just interacting with the environment and enemies and whatnot in various ways, and then the game is what are we doing here? Okay. Doesn't feel like that's how I was supposed to solve that, but it worked. And then the game is constantly like splashing like, oh, you did this, and then a book is talking to you without voice acting, like, oh, these things do this if you do things in this order and use this thing on this thing in the background. And it's just like, man, it's so annoying. And like Star Fox 64 is getting a remake and it looks good. Doesn't look Switch 2 good. Like, I would prefer it if they made a Switch 1 version without the Switch 2 exclusive features, like the webcam shit, and just let me play it at 30 frames per second. Or, hell, you know, if you could buy Nintendo Switch Online games, I'd buy Star Fox 64. I love the N64. It's actually my favorite console. While I'm very nostalgic for the Sega Genesis, there's something very particular about N64 games that it was my favorite console. It's my favorite era. There's so many cool games. It's games that we still can't play, like Snowboard Kids. Yeah, GameCube had some good stuff. Okay, so we just... No, that's death. All right. Okay. Do I maybe have to push one of those cubes into the cement and maybe it sinks slowly? GameCube was a weird one because, well, it had some great original titles like Resident Evil 4. I think a lot of my favorite GameCube titles were the real oddballs and ports like Skies of Arcadia Legends and like the Zelda collection that was exclusive for the Platinum GameCube, I think, or maybe it was a Nintendo Power thing, I forget. Oh, it's cool. There's a contextual like wall idle animation. That's actually really nifty. Yeah, okay. Only played the demo for it. I think I had a demo disc that Billy Hatcher was on. But like Skies of Arcadia, Legends, like, again, RPG guy, so, you know, Baten Kaitos, Tales of Symphonia, Custom Robo was really cool. A little-known Capcom title called Gotcha Force was amazing. That game needs to come back. Gotcha Force was so cool. It was a very Pokemon, like, you know, kids' toy Beyblade-esque kind of thing where you were, Can you not break the camera, thank you? That'll force me to restart from a checkpoint. Can I repair that? No, I guess not. Oh, right, you can just knock things down into the right. I forgot. Gotcha Force was basically like you've got like sentient toys, and you go around town with kids with other sentient toys, and each toy has their own like unique move list with like the flair of a Capcom game. So You know, it was like take your pick, whatever you want to compare it to, whether you want to compare it to like Mega Man, Devil May Cry, or Monster Hunter or whatever. Like all the little toys had their own like discrete move lists and whatnot, and they had a lot of stuff going on. There were ones that could fly, ones that had like double jumps, like ones that were gun focused. Ones that had like samurai swords. And you would as time went on, you had more points with which to build your team of toys, and that was a big part of it as well. And that you had to man it, like every toy had different costs. The stronger it was, usually, the more points it would consume. And yeah, there was just some really unique ones to, and just all these like bespoke, like custom-made characters. It was really cool. It's a game that not a lot of people really know about, honestly. Okay. Oh, did I actually make a bigger deal out of this than I needed to? Uh-oh, bye. Okay, I wanted to side launch, but we didn't get that. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so if we do this, and then, okay. No, I don't want to wall run. No. Nope, fucking stop. Why are you like this? It doesn't want to, like, side eject for whatever reason. The geometry on this thing is really annoying, too. There we go. Fucking finally. This is one of those games where the analog stick direction is very particular. And if you're holding at a diagonal, then she does a lot of things that you don't intend her to. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't quite share that opinion, because they're still around. Okay, we need to come at you sideways. Come on. You know what I want to do. Why? There we go. Nope, gotta jump on the other side. I feel like Demon Tides is happening again. I feel like the controls are like really failing me on this. I mean, I guess you can do it that way. That might actually be the intended way. But yeah, I think there are still a lot of great games. I think the real problem is that younger kids are not playing a lot of the really great games in favor of all the free-to-play slop. Like, I've gotten to a point where, like, I have, like, become very jaded against, like, anything coming from Hoyoverse. Like, don't get me wrong, those games still have some cool characters, but, like, literally when I see, like, I would say 75% of the time now when I see a new Hoyoverse character drop, I'm just like, this is just the same shit. It's all the same shit. And, like, unfortunately they've made things very accessible. Like, let's not even talk about the mentality of what these games and how they are monetized are doing to people. But, there was, here, I'll see if I can find it. Hold on. This is something I heard about. I didn't see this article myself. Okay, well, tangentially related. I'm seeing a fucking Vice article. Almost 50. This is from November of 2025. Almost 50% of US kids are asking for in-game currency this Christmas as Roblox and Fortnite continue to dominate. So they're not actually asking for new games or new media or anything to get into. They are asking for fucking video game currency that is basically disposable, and they will lose the skins that they have purchased someday. Like, that's fucking dystopian as shit. Okay, that feels like a big progress area. But then how do I get over there? Because a wall run is not going to get me there. At least I don't think. It's probably gonna checkpoint me somewhere annoying. Yeah. Wonder if I just jump across. No. Okay. I'll just have to have faith that something will allow me to ascend that structure, maybe, and come back. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, this looks like a pretty open environment. But yeah, there was another article at some point where kids were okay, that is Xbox X. Woo! Okay. Okay. Sure. Kids were disappointed by the games that they were getting for Christmas because they weren't getting login bonuses for like seasonal events or whatever. they were basically like, oh, we're playing these single player games on Christmas. Why aren't we getting Christmas cosmetics and bonuses for playing during the holidays? Because that's how video games work, right? Kind of annoying to head off the thing at the pass. No. Yeah, we could probably make that. Maybe not. Nice. Yeah, so we're absolutely gonna have to load a checkpoint. That was an interesting boss fight. They continue to be a highlight. Yeah, I mean, I used to be that way, and then I found Sea of Thieves. But like, I do not understand how people like play games like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals just constantly. I can certainly understand the appeal of a reliable like multiplayer thing where you just hop in and just get some dopamine going. Because like I did used to play like Call of Duty back in the 360 era, so like I do appreciate the value of a good multiplayer shooter. The thing is, I don't think I felt that there have been any multiplayer shooters really worth sinking that much time into since like Bad Company 2. Or like the first Destiny. I still like Destiny 1 quite a lot. My biggest problem with that game is that I didn't have many friends who played it. So, the fact that the raids were for 6 players meant that I have to play with randos and communicate and spend a long chunk of time on the game. And I never wanted to commit to that, especially with people that I don't like know or already like. Here we go, chapter 2. Alpha structure.
2 Elden machines in a single array? I have a feeling, Orby, this is the one. This is definitely an alpha structure. I can feel it.
What's that? Don't get your hopes too high.
There's something off about this place. Does this mean we're gonna find an elder on each layer of the structure? This is not good.
That is how video games work, P.
But weren't these things sealed away in the age of isolation?
COVID? Oh yeah, no, I've had my fair share of rants talking about how fucking scummy Roblox is. It is legitimately depressing to me, like the number of our peers who are like around our age, you know, 20. I'm assuming you're in your 20s or older, but like people in their 20s who like still play Roblox because they were young enough that was around when they were in their teenage years. And it's like, I think that there are redeeming qualities about Fortnite. I definitely feel like Fortnite is kind of the vessel that Call of Duty used to be. It has taken up that torch. Obviously it has its own problems, but like I would rather people be playing Fortnite than Roblox, I'll say that much. I would honestly rather people be playing Fortnite than Call of Duty, quite frankly. With the way that the new Call of Duties have been going. Keeping in mind that I still bought and enjoyed Cold War. I hadn't played, and I also got Black Ops 3, but like I didn't like any of the the Modern Warfare reboots, and I basically haven't really played like an Infinity Ward Call of Duty since like Modern Warfare 2. And I didn't even care much for the first couple Black Ops games. It was the demo for Black Ops 3, the beta, that convinced me to get it. And then they changed the things that I liked about it from the beta, so I felt kind of bait and switched. And then I enjoyed Cold War, but then the Call of Duty community hated that one, so I'll just forever be at odds with that, I guess. And then Battlefield... Actually, no, Battlefield 1 was the last. Battlefield 1 and Destiny. Battlefield 1 was great. Battlefield... Bad Company 2, and then 3, and then 1. And then wherever Destiny 1 fits in the timeline there. I played the beta for Destiny 2, didn't like it, and now that game is dead! Hooray! About fucking time, because that has been a financial disaster for everyone involved in it at all times. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm 36, so I made a correct assumption. Yeah, no, like, that's the other thing. It's like, I raise an eyebrow at anyone who's in their 20s. Like, I don't like to make judgments regarding people in the games that they choose to play, you know. Like, my parents have always been very anti-cartoon. Like, they just don't even respect, like, things like Disney movies or whatever. Those are for kids, blah, blah, blah. I probably missed shit already. Let's do some backtracking. But like, there are plenty of people our age that still actively watch those movies because they have great animation, they have great stories, great morals, etc., etc. Yeah, so there was that one just right at the very end, and then there were 2 that we missed at checkpoint 4. But like, Roblox is one of those things where, like, again, you can have your there are games that I dislike, like PUBG and League of Legends and whatnot, but I don't think any like Roblox, I think, is just immoral and kind of a little creepy, considering that you are in a space shared with children. Now, to be fair, to not completely strawman this, Fortnite also had its Delulu mode, which offers proximity chat, and that's like a weekend thing, and you are going to be playing with children in that mode. Among Us as well also had like people like getting into public lobbies and playing with children. Now, I will say, I do enjoy a good clip of someone, like, because children take games way too seriously. I do enjoy a good clip of like the imposter in Among Us being like, "I'm gonna get you," and then chasing the child as the child runs away screaming. And I'm just like, haha, that parent must hate their child now. There's a certain like evil within side where I'm just like, yes, be terrible, child. And it's the same thing with like Fortnite Delulu. I've seen clips of a bunch of people hearing like a squeaker in chat, and then they're like, "Everybody get him!" And then the child just runs away fucking screaming like a banshee. And it's just like, they don't realize that it's their own fault, the fact that they're making such a big deal about it, that is making people want to fuck with them. But, you know, I'll enjoy those clips. I just have no interest in engaging with that stuff myself. because it's creepy and weird. But like Roblox, like with the examples that I just quoted, you're not necessarily, well, I can't speak for Among Us because I never got into it, and I don't know how long-term connected with children you would be in a fucking Among Us lobby, so that might be creepy as well. And I think that also needs to be talked about, but I'm not going to get into it any more than I have to make my point here. But like Delulu, at least, you're not grouping up with children. You just happen to be in a map that also happens to have children in it. And it's this, you know, they exist just like any other player. So, you know, for Fortnite, Epic Games for all its corruption, I think Delulu is a fine mode. They also have like chat monitoring and whatnot. So things that Roblox is not willing to commit to, Fortnite does have. So, like, good on them, at least. I just really didn't like the pace. I found that the Modern Warfare reboot games were really slow compared to how fast the old ones used to be. And I'm not even a big Twitch shooter guy. But like, I do tend to favor in those games SMGs and shotguns. So, I don't know. Like, time to kill in Call of Duty was always so low anyway. Okay. Ah, so that... Well, no, gets the... Buddy's gonna smash that when I go through here, right? I'm also still not seeing where that other drone's supposed to be. I might have to consult a guide. Yeah, also, like, let's just be honest here, Roblox looks like fucking dog shit. Like, I don't understand how a reasonable adult can look at that and be like, yes, this is what I want to play. Right. Yes, I think that's a good metaphor. And guess what? Arcades were also not a good place for children back in the day, but they would still go. What, are you not gonna... As a kid, are you not gonna go to the video game place? Supervision or not? Like, come on. Is there a reason for this? The fact that I haven't even seen the glow of the drone is what has me concerned. Like, I haven't even spotted it. That's the only one I'm seeing. Oh boy. Okay. See that? That does not look like a crack, but it is. Ahaha. There we go. Now, this one's pretty well hidden. But yeah, like I'll be 100% honest. Like, there are people that I know that I'll occasionally see like playing Roblox or whatever, and I'm just like, ugh. Again, I know that's likely because of like what they grew up with, but still. Do I just keep going? Okay, I thought this was gonna get us somewhere else, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of off the beaten path collectibles like this. Just because like it's one thing to go get them, it's another thing to have to schlep back to a checkpoint and deposit them, you know? Okay, well, now we're back here. We have the same problem as before. Oh. Jesus. Like, what am I doing incorrectly about these jumps? It would not be as simple as... Oh, it is! But now we're gonna have to fight with the side eject again. Let's practice here. Okay, not high enough. Jesus. Both of these checkpoints suck. The one on the other side of the door and this one. Not great. Okay. Nope. Okay. Huh. I might have to look at the guide for this one. Unless there's like a really hard to see crack. Cause like it seems like you're supposed to come down from above. But, like, I just don't know how you would get there. Yeah, I'm gonna look this up. There's literally a guide on how to climb down straight walls. Well, there you go. There are how many fucking orbs in this game? 250? What the fuck? I thought there was an image guide before. Okay, I'm gonna have to open this up in a different tab so that stream doesn't hear the audio. Yeah, unfortunately, I do think this is running into a bit of a Demon Tides situation where, like, I'm already kind of getting burned out on it because the pacing of this second chapter has not been great. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay. Okay. Oh wow. And the last one is as awkward as I felt it was. I am gonna say keep watching my playthrough and decide for yourself. Again, I really enjoyed the beginning of this, but the second chapter has not been as enjoyable. So we'll see. Now, to be fair, I wasn't really in the mood to play this game specifically. I just felt obligated to because I did receive a code for it from the developer. So I did want to give it more screen time. So, and like, that's also kind of the issue with Demon Tides as well, is that I played it when I wasn't really in the mood for it. And because I kind of wanted to finish it, I did play more of it in longer sessions than I otherwise would have if I was just playing it for myself. But... Oh, it's annoying. Because, like, what I've been thinking as I've been playing through this, this particular chapter is, like, well, if I put some decent time in, then I won't feel as bad if I don't come back to this after I get, like, Bubsy and, like, put some more time into some other games. Because I'll at least have given this more than just 2 hours of time on stream. And, like, saying that to myself is already kind of, like, a conclusion that, well, as much as I want to like this, there are some things that are starting to pile up and bother me. And again, I think I can really just summarize this as 2 points in that, one, the checkpoint system sucks. That could be optimized a lot more. And the titular Motorslice mechanic like this, I wish you had more freedom over the control of it and like the direction in which you can slide along the wall, because some of these parkour segments that rely on that Motorslice mechanic become very frustrating. And like that last secret, I just wasn't thinking hard enough. I didn't even contemplate the wall run. I think that was a creative solution to that. This, on the other hand, I actually had the solution before. I just didn't think it was intended, but it turns out that it is. So, we gotta do this. We got a wall run. And you need to use the chainsaw to steer your character's direction. Okay, that actually wasn't too bad. So like this is just another one of those scenarios where it's like things that you might not have considered as solutions for the game's platforming start to pile up over time, and it's just like, okay, well now I'll have to kind of tuck that away in my back pocket and remember that that's a thing. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, and now I'm gonna have to go back and get that again. Very cool. Yeah, I've been unfortunately experiencing that a lot recently, and it started to bum me out because I'll play a game and like my early impressions are like really high, and then like I'll recommend it to people and be excited about it, but then when I come back to it, it's just kind of like, oh, this isn't actually as good as I thought it was. Again, I'm being a negative Nancy right now. I don't think this is actually bad, but I am noticeably getting annoyed by some of the choices that they're making. And how do you want me to get down from here? Man. Excuse me? That made no sense. I thought the hard part would have been getting this damn drone, but no, it's retrieving it. Ah, I see. I see. So that is the solution, but you need more height so that you can just float the rest of the distance. That's why that wall is so high. Because I was gonna criticize, like, why is the wall so high if there's no escape from death if you... So we do this, la-da-da, and still fail. Alright. But I think that is the solution. I just need to do it correctly. Why? There we fucking go. Alright. And now we can exit. And just load the next checkpoint. Unless we didn't actually get the Chapter 3 first checkpoint, which would be annoying. We did, and there was in fact a drone that we probably missed in that first section, so hey. It's kind of fortuitous that we're redoing this. Where? Oh. Alright. Here's hoping that Chapter 3 is more suited for me. Because I also hate to be negative about a game, but I think it's also important to be, like, just because I received a code for it doesn't mean I need to be thankful. It is called a review code for a reason. But there is always a part of me that feels a bit guilty. Where it's like, yes, I was given this game for free, but and it feels weird to be like, ha, you have given me free thing, and I'm going to complain about it. But it's the nature of the business. It's the nature of content creation as well. But like, so much content creation is negative because that's what sparks discussion. But I don't know. I think it's important to remain critical and not just accept everything blindly. Yeah. Like I may have said before, sometimes it's a matter of like paying attention to a developer's or publisher's Twitter feed when a game is close to release, and they'll ask if anyone's interested in providing coverage for the game. And then there are other services like Keymailer, for example, which Keymailer did have a campaign for Bubsy 4D, but unfortunately I was not able to get a code for it. Which means if I get disappointed by my longtime buddy Bubsy, then I get to give him a real hard time about it. But I am also like the #1 Bubsy defender, so... Oh, I was thinking that a music track was about to start, but no, that's just like... Puzzle is happening. Yeah, again, I have a lot of nostalgia for Bubsy, and like even the infamous, I don't care too much for Bubsy 2, but like even the infamous Bubsy 3D, which I did play back in the day. I didn't really get super far into. Like, again, I'm not gonna say it's great or anything, but I will say, like, playing it in the modern day, like as part of the collection that Limited Run Games put out. I'm just gonna hand in this drone. Like, it is interesting to see how and why they decided to make it have tank controls. And what I mean is, I think it's really interesting that they make it so that when you jump, the camera actually tilts upwards so you can see directly below Bubsy and plan where he's about to land. And that actually controls perfectly fine, as far as I'm concerned. It's the running around part that isn't fun to control, because it's really slow and clunky, and historically Bubsy has actually been pretty fast. It's just too fast, honestly. He out-sonics the hog. But like, another reason for the game being, like, a lot of people look back in that in retrospect and they're like, yeah, how did you not know how to make a platformer? And it's like, well, guess what? That game was in development before Mario 64. Unfortunately, it finished development, like, just after it. But, like, the developers straight up said, like, yeah, we went to, like, Space World or convention or whatever where Mario 64 was first shown off, and we realized that we were in trouble. And, like, Crash Bandicoot probably came out not too soon after. Do I have to wait for you? Oh, I can kill you. Alright, sure. Alright. Blammo. And then Ben Studio went on to make fucking Siphon Filter and that PS4 zombie motorcycle game that I never remember the name of.
Whoa, that was a roller? Frightening. I was wondering when they'd appear.
Okay. Again, Crash. Again, we're talking about early on in the lifespan of 3D platformers, you know? Crash was no Mario 64, but it was something different. It had some serious issues, like running toward the camera was stupid. And it had a high difficulty level, but there is also something nice, because a lot of 3D platformers of the PS1 and especially of the next era with like the game, like there were so many like movie and like Disney property based games that were just like, they just kind of existed. They provided like zero challenge. Like the amount of like movie games and, you know, stuff based on like The Hobbit even. I had the Hobbit game on the GameCube. I feel like I've missed that orb somehow. Maybe not. Hold on. Nope. Good idea. Good idea. Excellent. Let's go check our collectible progress. A lot of the ones in the PS1 era were actually quite good. The PS2 era was much more of a mixed bag. Let's see where this checkpoint puts us, because we did get the very first one. Okay, so clearly we're gonna have to back. Why is there a tumbleweed here? Well, that actually has some color. Interesting. Bye. But you know what I will say? If we're talking about PS1 platformers, Spyro beats Crash, no problem. Falls. Like, no contest, Spyro is better. Spyro's great. But I'm fairly certain that Crash came first. And that was the case for a while, so I understand why it has the nostalgic reputation that it does. I assume we're probably going to get led back there at some point. Now, well, like a lot of the old like Disney SNES and Genesis games were really good. Like I think I had a previous conversation about World of Illusion and the like circus, like costume-based Mickey Mouse games. There were also the games that were added to like the Disney Afternoon collection, like DuckTales on the NES. Let her sleep.
I slept a bit.
So yeah, like I respect Crash Bandicoot. I did not go out of my way to play the games beyond the first one. At least I'm pretty sure. Although, to be fair, it was the same for Spyro, but that was not for lack of want, it was more for either not being able to find a copy or just having other priorities at the time. Okay, so I think first we want to backtrack here. And one rant that I've stated before that I'm not going to get super into because I've ranted about it several times on my channel is Crash Bandicoot 4 I want to like. Unfortunately, they make this asinine what? See? Do I have to get multiple or? No, it's just on a time limit. Okay, weird. So a big part of the Crash games is that there would be various secrets and collectibles that would only appear if you like reach a certain point in a level without taking a hit or without dying. And what was really annoying about Crash Bandicoot 4 is that if you died before you reached the first checkpoint, it would reset the entire level because you hadn't reached a checkpoint, but it would still remember that you died. So you'd have to reload the entire level if you were going for that collectible. And the thing is, if you had to reload the entire level, it would then, well, it would reload the entire level. And running off of a hard disk drive on the PlayStation 4, for whatever reason, just simply, oh god, all right. Just simply like loading a checkpoint was like instantaneous, but why can't I parry him? That was my fault. That was also my fault. Oh, the blood even sticks to the roller. Okay. I guess they don't expect you to parry them for whatever reason. Just treat them like bulls, I guess. Sure, that'll work. So yeah, just the load times would be extreme anytime you needed to reload the stage. And because of how challenging Crash Bandicoot games were, that would happen a lot. And because I'm a completionist, I'm like, well, literally one of the reasons I'm playing this game is I want to try and go for 100% completion, and you've made this as annoying as fucking possible. So I just stopped playing the game entirely. And you might think, well, what about the previous games? How did they work in the previous games? They work the way that they should. I'm going to assume I need to kill you for some reason. There doesn't seem to be any other reason for me to go to come here, but so like the Insane trilogy, for example, has the same type of shenanigans, but if you die at the first checkpoint, then you can still get the thing for not having died. So that's just something that arbitrarily the studio that made Crash 4, which was a different studio, did not understand or appreciate, and they never patched it during the game's lifespan. Which is a shame, because that's the most interesting looking Crash Bandicoot game to me. But it's a fucking nightmare if you want to go for 100% completion. So if I got it, I would be like actively looking for a mod that fixes that, if there's even one that exists. Yeah, and that's fair, but like a lot of the timing of the platforming was, well, it is in the timing and judging your landing point. Like, I think that the levels in Crash were fine. They were just a different type of platformer. Like, I mean, let's be honest. If you really want to strawman this, what was a NES game if not going from left to right? You know? But I will say that comparing Crash Bandicoot to Mario 64 is a strange comparison, because Mario 64 has a fully realized 3D world. Like, again, so does Spyro. Whereas Crash Bandicoot is equivalent to a side-scrolling game, but instead of side-scrolling, you are forward-scrolling, I guess. I guess those are so that you can get back down. Can I think maybe the game wants me to wall run. Yeah, okay. Where do we go from here? Oh, no, we come around and over. Okay. This level layout is very confusing. Well, yeah, as of Crash Bandicoot, we were going forwards and backwards. But again, Crash Bandicoot... Let's actually... Here, hold on. Timeline of N64 PS1 era platformers. So yeah, Mario 64 was 3 months before Crash Bandicoot. So there was not time for things to course correct. Wow, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon only came out like a year after Mario 64. That's crazy. Because that game was like immaculate for like a 3D adventure game slash platformer. Like, and then Chameleon Twist came out later that same year, 97. Bomberman Hero came out 98. Banjo-Kazooie was 98. Fucking Glover was 98. Ganbare Goemon, which is that Goemon's Great Adventure? Yeah, probably. That came out 98 as well, same as Chameleon Twist 2. Rayman 2 was 99. Okay, and then we look at the PS1. So I'm not going to count Jumping Flash. But Crash Bandicoot, 96 September. Bubsy 3D, 96 November. Croc came out a year later. Although the fun thing is that the UK release of Bubsy only came out like 2 months before Croc. And then Crash Bandicoot 2 was November 97, and then Gex, which was the first Gex was a 2D game, so that doesn't really count. Tail Concerto, that was a good one. That was April of 98. And then Spyro was September of 98. So I disagree. By the time that Crash came out, there really wasn't a lot of PS1 examples for how to do a platformer. There were some surprisingly good N64 examples like Goemon, but those were regrettably not considered mainstream, even though I think that's still one of the best games ever made. And that game does not get the respect it deserves. Everyone who likes it, sings its praises, but that is a game that was simultaneously competing with both Mario and Zelda at the same time. I feel like it keeps getting more difficult to tell, like, where the game expects me to start parkouring from. That was just a parry. I was surprised there isn't anything in there. I think I'll probably keep these sessions to like 2 chapters per stream. Oh, that's annoying. That's real annoying. Oh! Hurry! Hurry, bitch! Faster! Not full drone string? What are you talking about? I have to grab the other one too? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, hopefully each one resets the, There better be a reward for actually getting all these, because the number I reacted to earlier was there are 250 of these across the game. That's an extreme amount, man. Really? Like, I'll be honest, I think I would be enjoying this game a lot more if I wasn't going for the collectibles. There we go. And like finishing Final Fantasy VII recently also made me want to start Shin Megami Tensei 5, which was available through the current Humble monthly choice bundle. For a very reasonable price alongside other games. Now, I already played the demo for it, and I already know that I don't super vibe with it as much as, like, Nocturne. His presentation is very... It feels very manufactured. Like, kind of the same thing that, like, ironically, I feel like the things that people complained about Soul Hackers 2 for are how I feel about Shin Megami Tensei 5, in that it does not feel like it has the same identity that 3 did. I can't vouch for 4 because I never played it. Like, part of me feels like I just need another turn-based RPG. But I also still have fucking Resident Evil Requiem to finish. As there is a video from a content creator that I enjoy that I've been holding off on because it's just an RE9 video. And I don't want to get spoiled on that shit. Lost trope.
Huh? What's that? Oh, hello there, little guy. Are you lost? Hey, wait!
Okay, bye. I hate orbs.
Whatever. It's not my job to find drones.
Could have fooled me.
The extra prisms are really good. Maybe I should go after that clanker and teach him a lesson.
AI racism? Clanker has officially made it into the gaming lexicon. Brings a tear to my eye. Okay. I don't see how this is progress, but I assume it's progress. Oh, I think I see now. It's just that they stopped coloring things orange. Are you gonna let me... No. Alright. Yes, except AI deserves it. What's the plan here? Hmm. Oh, that sound effect is being generated by the orb, the literal camera. Going underneath the sand. It doesn't feel like I'm able to make that, but I don't see how else to get the orb, so... Fuck it, we ball! Yeah. Oh, that was a clincher. Alright. Alright, what's gonna come out of the sand at us? Nothing? Alright. Oh, there's some shit going on over there. Oh boy. I feel like it's gonna start firing saw blades at us. Okay. So there's a couple further up. No. No, this is an indie-ass indie game. It was not made by garbage like that. Unfortunately, one of my favorite games is the DLC for Lies of P. Apparently used AI generation for paintings on the walls. So that was a bummer to find out about in retrospect. I got kind of signal blasted because, or signal boosted because they were hiring a AI concept person. Okay! Did not know what I was looking at for the sequel. Well, I don't know how we're gonna come back to get that, those two orbs that were up high. Whoa. You can assume that we get more height if we jump while going forward. Yes. Just don't put any orbs on this path. Well, shit. I timed that poorly. Yeah, thankfully it was just the DLC, and quite frankly, I don't really recommend people buy the DLC if they care about the story. It's really just more gameplay stuff. It does unfortunately have the best area in the entire game, which is the zoo. Okay. I don't know. I guess I have to go to the far left or right side? Or parry it? Yeah, like something that's starting to get a little bit frustrating about this as well, which was also a problem in yeah, okay. Which was also a problem in Demon Tides, is because there's this expectation of constant failure, you don't really get into a good flow state in this game, and it feels very unsatisfying to constantly be dying. Like, I get it, you're supposed to be like puzzling your way around this parkour environment, but it still doesn't feel good to just repeatedly be failing. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, like, I feel like the collectibles are not really adding to my experience with the game, because the platforming to get them is very unsatisfactory. Like, this would be a lot more fun if you could just play this like Mirror's Edge. Again, I feel like there are a lot of games that really kneecap themselves by adding unnecessary bloat, like collectibles and shit. And it's like, I know you could say, well, just stop going after them. That's a choice that you're making. Well, yeah, but there could be a reward for it. There could be something cool, you know? They wouldn't put those there for no reason, unless the reason is to give players something else to do, in which case it's a reason I disagree with. Yikes. Okay, let's hand that in before we die. Like, I have the same issue with, like, fucking audio logs and shit in games. Like, at the very least, like, with those you're getting, like, lore. But, like, because audio logs become collectibles, they end up adding so many that are just completely fluff and not worth listening to or reading, like in the case of files in games. But, like, again, some games like Resident Evil, you know how to drip feed you really interesting stuff. Yeah, take care. Yeah, no, it is a lot of busy work. I don't think there's anyone who's like, yay, collectibles. So it's just, ugh, collectibles. And it's like, again, part of this is also taking advantage of, like, my mentality when it comes to games, and that collecting stuff is also not really something I can help. It is something that I do impulsively. Because it feels like... It almost feels worse to not collect the collectibles and have, like, empty spaces on the chapter select screen than it is disrupting my session. However, these collectibles are negatively affecting my perspective on the game. Though I suppose you could also argue that if they are a part of the game, and they've introduced a pointless or bad element, then that is something that deserves complaint. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, that's actually fine. But yeah, I think I need to learn from my Demon Tides experience and pace myself with this game. Because, like, I do not enjoy being in this dour mood, and I doubt the developer would appreciate me shitting on their game. Legitimate criticism or no. But, again, I feel like after... Because, like, again, I only put, like, 2 hours in with the first stream, and I thought that wasn't very much time. But, like, we're already at, like, 2.5 here, and, like, when I was... Even with the previous chapter, I was feeling like, oh, this is getting a bit long in the tooth. And we were, like, 1.5 hours in, I'm like, man, that was, like, almost as long as the first stream in its entirety. This chapter's been going a lot faster. It also feels like I haven't done as much in this chapter. Come on. That looks like that's going to be annoying. So yeah, another game that, like, I was interested in this. I wouldn't say I was excited for it, but that first stream got me excited for it. To the point that I started recommending it to people and vocalizing. I was like, oh yeah, finally! Something to break me out of my funk. And now I'm, like, down on it. And now it's just like, well, now we're back to square one. Like, if Bubsy 4D ends up being another bust, it's tired of everything that I like not being as good as I want it to be. Maybe it's the depression talking, or maybe it's because these things are not leveling up to my expression that they are causing the depression. it wigged me out for a second because the prompt for the first orb had that empty symbol, now it's still on screen. I'm guessing progress is just through the middle here. What else? I actually made up a list of things that I wanted to check out soon. No, maybe not super soon. Like, again, SMT4 and Bubsy are the things that I haven't started. You know, obviously want to do more Dark Cloud, want to get back to Wild Arms 4. You know, I want to get Croc and Final Fantasy VII Remaster, or Remake, rather, when they're on sale, but they're not currently on sale. Annoyingly, the GOG version of Croc is on sale. But I want it on Steam. Like, I was excited for a game called Dark Scrolls, which is basically like a scrolling, like 8-bit platformer. I think it's a roguelike, but it has like online co-op for up to 4 players, and it looks very fun. You know, something along the lines with something like Shovel Knight or whatever. But you play, there are different characters with like different class abilities, like RPG classes and stuff. And it seemed really fun, but they delayed that because Mina the Hollower, the Link's Awakening inspired game from Yacht Club Games, the Shovel Knight people, is coming out at the end of the month. Like, I've actually been going through some demos for, well, some games that I already own, in fact, on the PS4, that I was thinking of getting on Steam for the purpose of streaming them, like Shovel Knight, and I played it, and I was like, I'd rather play Mega Man. It's not, like, good enough on its own to make me want to play it over something else. Like, I could just get the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, like, I already have the first one, I could just play Mega Man 2, and then get Legacy Collection 2 and play Mega Man 9, and I would probably enjoy that a lot more than Shovel Knight. And then Dead Cells is another one that I kept meaning to come back to, because I gave up on that game pretty early, because the first boss is like surprisingly hard from what I remember. There's apparently like 16 runs into it, which might not be a lot for that level of progression, but I don't know. I just was not vibing with it. Do they want me to side launch? No. What's the game plan here? Oh, was there a for once the checkpoints actually help me out here. Okay, that's probably what it was. So I can't go down and test this, unfortunately. But I think they wanted you to just wall jump between the walls until you reach this height. Oh god, alright. We're sliding. Ooh. Really? So I didn't want to try and go for that immediately because I don't trust jumping near a wall like that. I've had too many instances this stream where I accidentally start wall running and then end up dying. That's gonna work. Alright, cool. Oh, there's something going on there. Okay. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, but I'm not seeing an orb, so... I just would prefer to not have to come back here later, is the thing. Okay. Again, the flashlight turning itself off all the time is really annoying. For some reason, my eyes and nose have been irritated all stream. It's also another reason why I don't want to go for too long. My model's probably been squinting a lot because I've been having to blink a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's also getting into that Demon Tides territory where it's like now they are making like all the jumps like the furthest extremities. It's like, do I think that you shouldn't be able to fail in a game? No. But I do think when you're just like constantly dying on repeat, it is kind of frustrating. Oh, this actually seems mandatory for progress. I thought I found a secret. Instead, I just found the path to the enemies. Oh, that's progress. Okay. I will die if I jump down there. Oh, and then there's just an easier path here. Okay. And again, there's not really a whole lot going on with the combat, but I think it's fine to just be like, hey, you're in a room where you need to call the enemies to proceed. And again, this feels like more of a puzzle platformer. Where a lot of the focus is not about flow, but like a lot of trial and error trying to figure out how do I use my toolkit to get these things. And the thing is, I don't like puzzle games very much. I am an impatient motherfucker. And I play enough RPGs that I get my my regular dose of puzzling. Wow, very cool. Can I land on that? Yes. Is there a reason to keep going down? No. Well, now how do I get out of here with my prize? Cool, love it. That shit's just awkward, man. Jesus, alright. Yeah, okay, so note to self, they do in fact expect you to course correct with your chainsaw. I don't want to jump. I really don't want to. Oh, that might happen when you run into the camera, I guess. Okay, I was making him out of molehill. Oh, come the fuck on. I don't know if... I'm gonna assume that we come back around. Wait. No, that is necessary for progress. God damn it. Oh, this is annoying. Yeah, this is the point at which I'm really losing my patience, because like even just the standard progression of the game is starting to drive me crazy. Does this go all the way? No. Here's hoping it doesn't kill me. Fuck! Oh, and now I have to run all the way back to get that one. Fuck this. Alright. Oh, I actually can't get it anymore. I guess we're reloading. Fuck. That's shit. Oh, we missed one at checkpoint 2? Alright, well. God. Okay. So it's over there somewhere. That's probably early enough that we can get that and then load the next checkpoint. Yeah, that's true. We never... figured out how to get that one. It would be as simple as... Okay, sure. No, we probably need to come through the other side somehow. But I could have sworn that was like a wall. Awesome. Love it. Oh, we have straight up flipped into... Alright. Awesome. Oh, you don't even need me to be on the same level. That's nice. Okay, so with any luck, we'll have... Do we go around here? Alright, I'm looking it up. I don't have enough patience for this. Okay, chapter 3. Oh yeah, no, you just wall run. It just bugged out on me. Par for the course. Now we're gonna let me climb back up there. Yes, good. It is too high again. Man. This sucks. Yeah, I said this several times when playing Demon Tides. Don't try and make something more challenging than it needs to be, to the extent that it starts showing the flaws in your game. Because, like, unfortunately, a lot of these platforming challenges have really just made the game feel shitty. Awesome. I should have just let her rip. I am surprised that worked. Oh, fuck off. Also, this timing mechanic is just fucking terrible. Like, the drones were already enough, annoying enough on their own. Dude, that is so far into that checkpoint, too. I have to fight all this shit again. Like, this is why you don't make points of no return. Because now I'm just getting frustrated playing the game. Because I'm having to repeat stuff that I otherwise wouldn't. Fuck. And then, like, if I go through all this just to fuck up again, that's gonna be even worse. Oh my god, just be normal. Yeah, that mechanic really should play a lot better than it does. On the bright side, I don't think we're actually too far from where we were. Well, I guess now we can do this. There we go. Wow, your momentum just kind of stops arbitrarily. The sad thing is, I don't think I've like 100% enjoyed like any of the games that I've gotten creator codes for. Still need to go back and play more Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I did enjoy what I played of that, but it's also very low stimulus kind of thing. It also paid off because, like, in the interim they added some, like, dungeons that you can explore. So there will be more to check out, hoping that that stuff is good. Yeah, I just feel like everything that I've gotten a review/creator code for, whatever you want to call it, has been like stuff I've been interested in or excited for, and then it either ends up being something that I didn't expect, and wow. And at worst, something that I end up not enjoying. Let's go deal with this projectile guy over here. Okay. Here. Yeah, like I wish I could just backtrack to that drone and end spot. But I don't believe we had enough jump height to make it back here. Okay. Oh, absolutely, they could have made it back there. Well, this is my own fault then. Now we get to enjoy this experience again. Let's do this as safely as possible. Because that's less that we potentially will have to repeat later. Of course, we have to then repeat this section again. But it's better to be safe than sorry. That is kind of the other thing too, in that, like, the fact that not only do you have to carry the drones, but you also have to reach a checkpoint. Like, I think with that one where I had to, like, do the awkward wall jump and then, you know, do the chainsaw to angle the corner was, like, a perfect example of, like, you already made the core objective there difficult, like, just to get to the orb. Like, that was already a puzzle in and of itself. You didn't have to make getting back also difficult. I'm surprised she didn't die. Rare tutorial moment. Yeah, I think I fucked up. Can I at least... No, please go the other way. Can I at least go back this way? No, because I had to let go of the stuff from above. Fucking god, this game, man. Here, I'm gonna look this up again just to see if I am... Like, I might just be wasting my time. We might be able to come back from above. What the fuck? Hold on. Oh, I hate that. Motherfucker. What? Why did the controller freak out like that? I did not press anything. Yeah, no, I'm stuck here. Alright, cool, great, love it. Yeah, I don't know. Might have to abandon this one. Like, this is like actively pissing me off. What? Oh my god. Do the thing normally. Cool. Fuck. Yeah, no, like, honestly, I'm gonna chalk up this game's failure to, the collectible design. I need to know, hold on. Motorslice reward for orbs. No, seems like it might exclusively be for Just for completionist purposes. Well, we'll finish the stage at least, because that, the promise of that boss fight is pretty cool. But like, again, the fact that it feels like this stream is taking double the amount of time it took for the first 2 chapters. I feel like that says enough. Realistically, it's probably not gonna be, but actually no, we are already at 3 hours 50 minutes. And it's interesting because I believe the recommended playtime on the game's page was like 8 hours. Like, evidently that's not if you're being a completionist. So like, I think that this game is just incompatible with my mentality. Like, whether you want to blame that on OCD or autism or whatever. Like, again, it would feel... Now, I think we've reached a point where actually getting the collectibles feels worse than not having them, but it would literally bother me. Because, like, I could still get all the achievements. There's only an achievement for getting 30 of these fucking things. And we got that. You probably saw it pop up. We got that, like, halfway through the first level that we did today. We can even count afterward, if I remember. Because I'm curious how much you get from those first 2 good levels. God, man. Like, the checkpoints suck because they will oftentimes checkpoint you, like, far in advance, or put you, like, just in awkward spaces for getting the collectibles. And then there just aren't enough checkpoints. Like, there should be something somewhere in the middle of this run that we're doing to get back to this spot. Like, this run feels twice as long as it should be. Honestly, the most damning thing, I think, is the titular Motorslice mechanic is probably the most frustrating. Like, again, the wall running is one thing. Wall running is very difficult to get correct, so I can understand that being very finicky. But like the Motorslice mechanic controlling as poorly as it does, I think the game should just have a lot more freedom of movement and your ability to change the character's direction. It would just alleviate a lot of the frustration and pain points. And again, it's the same argument as like Demon Tides. It's like, well, you can hold a checkpoint anywhere you want. You're not punished for dying. There's no lives. So what's the complaint? It feels bad to have to keep repeating shit. Speaking of something that feels bad, here's how you're supposed to do this. god. Such a long fall. See, the thing is, I don't know if I actually use the saw. I'm gonna have to look that up again, because I'm pretty sure that's what I witnessed. Yeah, go figure. Even the guide itself put like chapter 0 and 1 in the same video, and then everything else has been separated since. Both the trend of like this and Demon Tides, it's like I stop when the game stopped being good. Ah, okay. I see what I'm doing wrong. You do not want to wall run right away. Which is stupid. You need that little extra bit. That little bit of extra bit of airtime at the beginning. Alright. And now we need to hope that we don't die again. And that we're able to reach that well, deliver the orb to the checkpoint without getting checkpointed somewhere else. Didn't feel it. And that's the thing, like, I like, this is literally the process of getting these collectibles is actually giving me anxiety. Because I know how, like, shitty it would be to have to replay more and more of this. No! Now we're doing this on principle. Yeah, this is going to be the last chapter that we do. I am getting this. I am honestly tempted to just uninstall the game right now. Like the fact that I described a hypothetical situation, and that is what happened. That the character, instead of back ejecting from the wall, just started a wall run and killed herself. Because she refused to side eject. She wall ran instead of back ejecting, and then back ejected instead of side ejecting. So the controls failed me twice there. And then the game checkpointed me. But because I hit a checkpoint, resuming from there would not keep the drone. So we just wasted, like, what, 20 minutes of 5 minutes of progress? Let's time this. So 3 hours, 24 minutes is approximately when we loaded our save. I'm gonna say 5 minutes. But yeah, part of me wants to just quit there, but like part of me is just like, well, if I get that, then I never have to worry about getting it again. Part of me wants to quit after getting it. But you know, I think we'll finish the stage, get our achievement for it, I don't know. We'll get to the next checkpoint at least. Yeah, I think we'll stop at the next checkpoint. We'll get to checkpoint 5 in this stage, and then we'll end it. Like, I think this is the first one that I actually actively want to. There's still part of me that wants to come back to Solstice and Frogon, but like this is just might actually have to put like I indicate when a particular playthrough has been completed or whatever. I may have to indicate that I'm dropping this. It's like this is actively like giving me anxiety, pissing me off. This is not what I need at this point in my life. Oh. Like, I actually feel like this game is about to make me cry in like out of frustration. I'm that like irritated, and that is a feeling that I've never experienced before. Where? Okay. Again, like the constant flashlight turning off is so annoying. I played the PC demo for Frogon 2 and did not have the issues that I had with Frogon. And that was likely mostly input delay. Solstice has really pissed me off with its, you know, turning the mechanic against you, or the core mechanic of, you know, needing a colored aura to attack certain enemies. Like, suddenly it's like, oh, you're fighting an enemy that needs the red aura, but the red aura also activates hazards in the area. Was just not a fun gimmick to manage, and like that's also why DMC Devil May Cry was not super enjoyable. Because there was and like at first I was like, oh well, they fixed this mechanic of DMC Devil May Cry. It works a lot better because now it's not weapon types. It's just like a bubble that it's like almost like an Ikaruga color change. But then they turn it against you, and it's just like, oh. This just feels shitty. I would like to enjoy this combat encounter against this new enemy type that's actually kind of fun to fight. Like they had just introduced like the new gimmick of like the low health last breath like devil trigger mechanic. But, like even that, God, like again. I keep complaining about platformers where it's like, when you need to use so many different techniques just to make a single jump, it sucks. Like, it's one thing for, like, speedruns and, like, swag and skips and stuff like that, but introducing that shit in, like, core gameplay, I don't agree with. Just do not agree with it. And like, I have half a mind to backtrack, but you can't. Can I just do this? Can I just do this? That would have been so much easier. Fuck that wall. Fuck that wall. That is some bullshit. Sand.
Oh, I have sand all over my body. It's coarse and rough. It's everywhere.
No.
Even
I
in
was
my
thinking it.
boots.
Oh, is this the scene? Yep, this is the scene. We got there. Don't start getting undressed now.
Look away, bot.
Yeah, and I do think that the getting stepped on moment is something that happens later. All right, this seems like a checkpoint. Let's go check our chapters. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 12, 13, 19, 23, 24. So yeah, by the end of checkpoint 2, you would have the 30. And we still missed one. Where? Actually, where? Okay, no, that was... They're only handing off 2 here. Is that what the crack is for? Does the crack lead to something? Yes, okay. Oh, Jesus. Alright, well, what we can do is we can hit continue. Because we did unlock that checkpoint. Thank God that this one is easily repeatable. And there we go. And yeah, I think that'll do it. I'm just way too fed up. We might come back to this someday, but I don't know. I feel like I've done my time. This is not healthy for me. Yep, bye. And with that, we shall end it. Take care of yourself, because I'm not taking care of myself.